Now I want to show you a couple areas that do give us trouble. Move the ball around and freeze when I ask you to freeze, please. All right, hold it. Go back to the baseline. We sometimes, the strength of this zone, all 5 people had to guard the perimeter. The weakness of the zone, all 5 people sometimes had to guard the perimeter. Because we were asking big people who normally are defending inside to come out and play this far away. We didn't want you to act like you were a point guard or the quickest guy on the team, but you had to get there, high hands, and not give up the baseline. You could not fake me up and I'll drive the baseline. Don't give up the baseline. Now if that happened, you'd have to fill, you'd have to sink. If anything, if they were ever going to do anything to you, fake, you'd make them go in here. Because we got gap help. We got the wing right here. We've got you who are sliding down. If they threw the ball, because that's one weakness. The big men have to get there and not get faked up. You know, it happens. And once in a while you're going to get beat. The other key was this. All right, you have the ball. Get in your positions you'd be. Now, for the most part, the 3-2 seems to be pretty straightforward. If the ball goes back to you on the wing, go ahead. You know you're going to cover that. You're going to slide up. Ball back down to the baseline. If the ball was skipped all the way across to that shooter, you knew you had that. That's your third of the court, right? That's kind of straightforward. Here's what sometimes caused problems, and until we had a team that really communicated out front and scrambled, until we did that, we weren't as good in this zone as we became. Sometimes, ball's back here, where's the slider? Sometimes the ball went to the middle. Step right to the middle. Now that's not your territory, that's not really here. You had that pass. But if that pass went right there, you think he's going to get there? You think he can get there on this one? So what do? The same principle we showed you on the baseline with the 1-3-1. You'd have to take that, come on, now you got to hustle, and bump him back to the wing until he could get there. You'd have to get out on that. You're getting in the lane, and you're sinking in. This had to be all 3 defenders out front were covering for one another, so at no time did anybody get an uncontested look. It might be that you're covering for him sliding back. It might be that you're covering for your weak side or your same side wing when the ball came back out here. But you can't expect the slider to go all the way down and at times get all the way back, especially if they threw it to the middle. So, whose responsibility is it to cover the perimeter on a pass back out? All of you. That's what we used to tell them. It's everyone's responsibility. And once you see a teammate's got the ball covered, then bump them back to their normal area. Does that make sense? It's kind of organized mass confusion. It's kind of organized scrambling. But you had to make these players figure, no, I'm just trying to get a hand up on the ball or maybe a deflection, even though you're covering in the middle for a while, and then when he gets back out here, he's bumping you down. All right.